Does everything come from a place of love when you're free?
So the way I interpret your question is that there's a trying to find out where I'm coming from, and then maybe that will help you. Or maybe if I say, yes, you know what, everything's coming from a place of love. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. I'll buy into that. This is actually just about not attaining any projected state or way of being. So if a teacher comes along and says, this is about coming from a place of love all the time, then you might have a tendency to follow that teacher if that's what you also, if that matches your own idea of what spirituality is. Now the problem with that, and again, I'm just interpreting your question. I don't know if this is where you're coming from, but it might be helpful to others. The problem with that is that you can go from teacher to teacher to teacher, or teaching to teaching to teaching, and nothing gives you satisfaction. And then you end up in a place where you don't know what to do. You don't know what teacher to follow. And then I'm just another one of the dozens or hundreds or thousands of teachers out there doing my thing. And what about what Tom's saying? Is that right? Is that not right?
Yeah, I'm just curious for you.
Sure. Maybe I'll eventually get around to answering the question then. But before I do then, this is actually just about seeing what is. So it's looking at what's actually happening. And if you're suffering, looking at where that suffering is coming from. So it's not about following a teacher or following a teaching. To answer your question about love, I've written this on the front page of my website. I've written a little section about unconditional love. Because I think the word love it means so many different things. Or to put it simply, for most people they think of an emotion, love as an emotion. And these things like emotions, they come and go. I like to think that I'm coming from a place of love, all the time or most of the time. But the reality is that I might not be. For me, my own experience is that with the realization of freedom, love is allowed to express itself because it's a part of what we naturally are to be human. We're naturally loving people. When you see something bad happen to someone, there's naturally an outpouring if you allow it. If the body is allowed to feel emotions, and our emotions haven't been restricted by our conditioning, by what we think we should be, there's a natural sense of love that comes. But it doesn't always have to be there. Anger can be there. Hatred can be there. But then there's a different meaning to the word love, which is non-emotional. And we don't actually have to have any words to describe this. Every word that I use, like even the word freedom that I like to use, it can get in the way. It's just the simplicity of what is.